There's a coin out there from 1987 that quietly stands apart from the everyday circulation, a piece that carries with it a story of unexpected twists in the minting process. This isn't just another coin, it's a tangible reminder of a time when technology was still learning its footing in precision, and even the most meticulously controlled processes could produce a rare gem. As collectors, we know that every coin has a backstory, and the 1987 US quarter carries a narrative filled with both human ingenuity and the unpredictable quirks of machinery. In 1987, the US Mint was in the midst of embracing new technological advances that were reshaping coin production. The move towards computer-controlled dies promised consistency and speed, yet it was in that transition that some coins acquired unique characteristics that set them apart from their peers. A small number of quarters from that year exhibit a distinctive die error, a phenomenon where the image of President Washington appears with a subtle double image. This isn't the dramatic, oversized error that grabs headlines in textbooks, but rather a refined, almost artistic quirk that gives the coin a depth and character admired by seasoned collectors. The double die effect, while accidental, adds a layer of complexity that invites closer inspection, as if the coin is daring you to look twice and appreciate the delicate interplay of precision and imperfection. When you hold one of these 1987 quarters, you're not just looking at a piece of currency, you're experiencing a slice of minting history. The obverse of the coin features the familiar profile of Washington, rendered with such clarity that the doubled image creates a ghostly outline, a shadow of the past that enhances the overall aesthetic. The intricate details, from the finely struck lettering to the subtle gradients in the design, speak volumes about the craftsmanship behind the coin. Despite being produced during an era when coins were largely designed for everyday use, this quarter has an understated charm that elevates it to a collectible status, especially when you learn about the precision errors that turned a regular issue into a rarity. Collectors appreciate that every coin's value isn't solely determined by its face value, but by the narrative it encapsulates. For the 1987 quarter, its story of transformation, from an everyday coin into a sought-after collector's item, adds significantly to its allure. Auction records have shown that coins exhibiting this particular double die effect can fetch premiums well above standard values. Depending on the severity of the error and the overall condition, prices can range from around $150 to upwards of $500 or more. While these figures might seem modest compared to some of the more dramatic rarities out there, it's important to remember that the market for error coins often values subtlety and historical context just as highly as outright scarcity. One fascinating anecdote involves a coin enthusiast who discovered a 1987 quarter tucked away in an old coin box, a remnant of a past era of casual collecting. Initially dismissed as just another piece of pocket change, a closer look revealed the slight but unmistakable doubled image. After expert authentication, this coin transformed into the centerpiece of a private collection, eventually making its way to auction where it set a new benchmark for coins of its kind. Stories like these resonate with collectors because they highlight that sometimes, the most intriguing treasures are hiding in plain sight, waiting to be recognized and appreciated. The coin's condition plays a crucial role in its value, and this is where the contrast between mint state and circulated pieces becomes particularly compelling. In mint state, the 1987 quarter exhibits an even more pronounced double image, with the original details preserved in pristine condition. This uncirculated version captures the error in its most dramatic form, making it highly desirable among experts who prize the raw, untouched beauty of a newly minted coin. On the other hand, circulated coins, while still carrying the error, show signs of wear that can soften the impact of the doubled image. The patina of time may add a certain historical charm, but it also means that collectors must weigh the trade-off between the coin's narrative and its aesthetic presentation. For many experienced collectors, the allure of this 1987 quarter lies in its dual nature. It embodies the precision of modern minting while simultaneously celebrating the imperfections that make each piece unique. It's a reminder that even in an era of technological advances, chance plays its part in the art of coin production. The story behind the coin is not just one of error, but of evolution, a snapshot of a moment when the traditional met the modern, resulting in a collectible that invites both admiration and close scrutiny. The subtle error is not something that overwhelms the design but rather enhances it, offering an extra layer of intrigue that can spark conversations and debates among those in the know. The historical context of the coin further deepens its appeal. The late 1980s were a period marked by rapid innovation and a growing awareness of the potential for error coins to become valuable collector's items. As mints around the world experimented with new techniques, collectors began to take notice of these small deviations from the norm. The 1987 quarter became a symbol of this era, a token of a time when technology was still an evolving partner in the art of minting. Its rarity is not merely a byproduct of low mintage numbers but a testament to a specific moment. Let's move on to the 1997 US quarter, another modern coin that sparked some serious interest among collectors in the know. Now, most folks wouldn't glance twice at a quarter from the late 90s. It's not that long ago, and the design didn't change year to year. But the thing about this particular year is that it produced one of the more elusive and intriguing minting anomalies we've seen from a seemingly routine run. So here's where it gets interesting. The 1997 quarter is still part of the Washington Quarter series, just before the launch of the 50-state quarters program in 1999. It carries the standard obverse with George Washington's profile, originally designed by John Flanagan. The reverse still shows the eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, a design that had been in use since 1932. On the surface, everything looks business as usual. But what seasoned collectors are zeroing in on are the rare misstruck examples, particularly the ones with an off-center strike or missing clad layers. These error coins are where the money is. A 1997 quarter missing its outer nickel layer, showing the copper core underneath, is not only striking in appearance but incredibly valuable due to its rarity. The result is a quarter that looks distinctly bronze-colored, which can easily go unnoticed in circulation unless you're paying close attention. And off-center strikes, especially those significantly misaligned but still showing a full date, can fetch thousands at auction. One such piece sold for over $3,500 not long ago. That's an astonishing return on something someone may have originally gotten as pocket change. But here's the kicker, most of these anomalies weren't widely known until relatively recently. Many of these error quarters flew under the radar for years, hiding in collections, jars, drawers. It wasn't until error coin forums and online marketplaces started buzzing about these oddities that the 1997 quarter started getting the attention it really deserved. Suddenly, collectors were combing through rolls, chasing after that copper-toned gleam or that slight tilt in the rim alignment. Condition, of course, plays a huge role in determining the value. A 1997 quarter with a dramatic off-center strike but heavy wear isn't going to command the same price as one in mint state with crisp detail. For example, that same off-center quarter we talked about earlier. In MS-65 condition or higher, it becomes a whole different ballgame. Similarly, a coin missing its clad layer in high grade can easily top 4 figures, especially if it's verified and slabbed by a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now, here's a fun little twist, there are some known 1997 quarters that were struck on foreign planchets. That means the coin blank was never meant for a US quarter but ended up in the press anyway. These error types are extremely rare and always in high demand. One confirmed example was struck on a planchet meant for a 10-centavo coin from the Philippines. Lighter in weight, smaller in diameter, and with a strange ring to the metal, it's the kind of error that makes a collector's pulse quicken. So what does all this mean if you're holding onto some old change or maybe an inherited coin jar that hasn't been touched in decades? It means the 1997 quarter, yes, the one that seems like just another coin in the mix, might be worth a second look. Especially if you've got an eye for detail or a little patience to flip through and examine them closely. Between the off-center strikes, the missing clad layers, and those unexpected foreign planchet errors, the 1997 quarter has quietly carved out a place in modern coin lore. It's not about the age, it's about the quirks, the flaws, and the stories they tell. And in a hobby that often chases the old and the obscure, sometimes it's the seemingly ordinary coins from our own lifetimes that turn out to be the most surprising of all. Let's tie it all together.